I felt like drugs were my only escape from my dad, and it was the only thing that could make me forget the pain he's caused me. I started abusing drugs, mostly marijuana, alcohol, Xanax. I blacked out on Xanax, went to someone's house, and I ended up getting raped that night and getting sent to rehab. But when I was in rehab, my dad, he would continuously call, "Tell me about the night you got raped. I deserve to know. I'm your father, and I need to know what happened to you." And I just found that really sickening.
Well, Cory says he refuses to cast his daughter out as the black sheep of the family and claims to this very day he still invites her to all family events. McKinley says her father's refusal to just leave her alone has contributed to her trying to escape him by using drugs and alcohol and actually attempting to take her own life. Now, you're very frustrated by him right now, right?
Yes.
And I asked him if he wanted to know my interpretation, and he gave a socially desirable response, which was yes. I don't think he really does. Do you want to know my analysis of his response?
Yes.
There's something in psychology called undoing. There's different words for it, but it's undoing. It's where I'm going to tell you one thing and then I'm going to quickly undo it. Like, I'll admit I've been verbally abusive. However, let me immediately disassemble that answer and take that back, because in the same sentence, he says, I've been verbally abusive to my ex-wife, and she was verbally abusive to me. I've been verbally abusive to my current wife, and she's been verbally abusive to me. So, quickly, let's balance this out where I'm not the doer of deeds here. This is a tit for tat sort of thing. And then he got into what are called convincing statements. It's like if I ask you, did you steal the petty cash in the office? Instead of saying, not just no, but hell no, it's me. Ask anybody. I donate more money than was stolen. I was in the Army. I've got a flag hanging over my desk. I give to old women and little children. I'm convincing you I'm a good guy, but I have no credible evidence I didn't take that money. I'm just convincing you. They're called convincing statements. And the longer I'm talking about what a good guy I am, I'm not talking about whether I took the petty cash or not. And I expected the Star Spangled Banner to kick in at any moment while you were telling me all of this about how you were victimized and backed into a corner.
Which is fact.
No, it's not a fact. It's your spin on the circumstances. Not at any time did you say, in retrospect, having been a military man, military police, and military investigator, when I'm limping down the hall and two young girls, whatever age, walk up to me and ask me if I want a massage, I'm savvy enough to know, you know what? If I do, I'll go to a physical therapist or I will go to a licensed massage therapist. I'm smart enough to know, as the head of a security organization, I need to avoid even the appearance of impropriety. The place to make a deal to get a massage is not with two girls I meet in the hallway and go to a hotel room and get in a bed. Now, come on.
Yeah.
Now, that's dumber than a box of rocks. If you are completely innocent, you're guilty of being dumber than a box of rocks. You ought to have enough sense to say that I need to avoid even the appearance of impropriety. So from that point forward, your victim story to me is like, you're not owning the fact that you made bad choices. If everything you're saying is true, if you got extorted, set up, played like a fiddle, your analysis of it should be deconstructing this. I didn't make a very good choice, and everything that flowed from that, I gotta own, because I wasn't very smart about it.
Yeah, it was a bad situation.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you put yourself in that situation, and you need to own that. And, oh, and by the way, I paid the hooker $100 to not do anything. That doesn't pass the interocular impact test. It just doesn't look good. And you pretend that doesn't look bad.
no, that looks bad.
Yeah, no kidding. That looks bad. I paid the hooker to not do something. I mean, really, and that's what she's saying. Come on, Dad. You got to own this. And you say, I have PTSD. And by the way, I do thank you for your service. And I take PTSD very, very seriously. And I do give you the benefit of the doubt in that you may not be cognizant of how much it changes the way you behave sometimes. But you're not being honest with yourself about how things look and about how others may see you. You're not being very honest with yourself about how intimidating you are to the people around you. And this narrative that you developed is a narcissistic narrative because you tell it as though you expect people to believe it. And I could stop 100 cars on Sunset right now, and there would not be 98 of them that would buy 10% of your story. It's just, and it's narcissistic to expect people to believe it. It's naive and narcissistic. It's not a good story. Now, I just don't think you are aware of how you are seen by other people. And by the way, she is intimidated and afraid of your abusive nature. She has not said that you have sexually molested her. She has not said that you have crossed the line. She's not made those allegations towards you. You need to be clear about that.
Absolutely.
She said, you know, in looking back, it makes me want to rethink everything that's taken place, but I have no recollections of these things. You've made no allegations of that nature, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So, you know, she has boundaries here. She's not just throwing you under the bus, but you're not being honest with yourself. Well, hey, it's me, and thank you so much for watching. And while I have you, do you have a story or a question for me? If so, trust me, I want to hear from you. Click on the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on. You just might end up right here on the show. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Click that little red button below. You know you want to. What are you waiting for? Do it.